Growing pansy flowers in pots requires only a few easy steps to be followed, on which we will talk in this pansy plant care video. This video includes a 5-step process to get your pansy flower plants on blooming. And at the end, I will also show you how you can boost flowering on a next level. This video is fully practical and working, so keep following. The first step in our pansy plant care is to master watering. Proper watering always plays a very big role in the healthy and heavy blooming of pansy plants. On the other hand, overwatering causes stress on the plant and in results such things comes up. So the best way to water pansy plant is to wait for the soil to dry out, and when it looks like this you can provide it water. And don't let your soil to look like this for a long time. For growing pansy flowers in pots, proper watering is very important and must be set as a priority thing. Soil mix also plays its role in watering and drainage. We will talk about this in a while. As pansy plant is a winter's flowering plant, that's why the soil may dry after a week, but you always have to wait for the soil to dry out a little and then water. Some of the other winter flowers list is added in the description box video, must check it out. As I told you, overwatering causes such type of abnormal and diseased leaves. But it can be also due to sudden temperature change, so make sure your plant is not facing any type of stress condition. Stress can be due to transplant shock, but it wouldn't let the pansy plants to bloom. So follow up a right method to transplant, and must give some time to your pansy plants to recover. Another important thing about pansy flower plant is that it likes a well-draining soil, and water blockage in the soil can also lead to less blooming. You can use any good soil mix, just make sure the moisture is not staying long in the soil. You can either add some sand in your regular mix to make it well-draining, or you can also buy a well-draining potting mix for your pansy flower plants. A good mixture is linked in the description box. A good soil mix is not only important for drainage, but it should also be slightly acidic. That promotes buds and flowers on pansies. That's why I am pushing you to use a good soil mix. A complete guide on how your soil mix should be for more flowering is added in the description box. Must check it out, it will help you a lot to promote flowers on pansy plants. The next step in our pansy plant care guide is to fulfill its fertilization needs. And how you will do that? By fertilizing regularly with a powerful fertilizer. For a massive flowering, proper seasoning and fertilization are the two most important things. You can't use compost or cow dung to promote more buds and flowers. Compost is a low-dose fertilizer, and cow dung promotes more leaves instead of flowers. At the seedling stage it is fine to use cow dung, but at the flowering stage, pansy plant requires more and more nutrition to grow. That's why you should use a different fertilizer, for which you can either buy a ready-to-use bloom booster fertilizer, or you can also make it at home by mixing some easily available ingredients. A detailed video is linked in the description box. Check it out and keep fertilizing your pansy plants time to time. It will also keep your plants immune of many leaf problems and pests. Keeping your pansy plants in an ideal location also promises a consistent and healthy blooming. As pansy plant is a winter flowering plant, definitely it likes more and more sunlight. Winter sunlight is very healing for them. They grow more and more flowers when you provide them a sunny spot. Pansy plants are sun-loving plants and likes to have a full day of sun. If you don't have much sun, place them at least in a few hours of sunlight. Hope you get that. Lastly, let me describe you a few important tricks for boosting the flowering of pansy plants. For getting flowers from pansy plants constantly, you need to do these 3 things. First, keep removing the dried flowers, otherwise the plant starts to make seed pods that ultimately affects its flowering health. Secondly, you have to grow them at the right time. They are the winter flowers and gradually stops to grow when summer comes up. You can grow them in the whole winter days and they keeps on blooming until late spring days. Lastly, fertilizer is very important. A weak plant never blooms well. That's why you must use our bloom booster recipe. It is specially made for winter flowers. Complete guide is linked here. And don't forget to subscribe for more updates.